This is Miss Harper coming to you with another lesson. First, I want to apologize and thank you for being patient with me. The last 2 weeks, my computer has not been in operation, and so I will continue the lesson from 2 weeks prior. So 2 weeks prior, the last lesson was on 5 new words, new vocabulary words. Effective, examine, notice, purpose, and similar. So this lesson is a continuation of that lesson. So what I will do, or what I will attempt to do, is if you haven't done that lesson, do that lesson first. I will attempt to put it here, so you can just click on it here in the box. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, this page here is to show you that words have different parts of speech, and you have to know how to use them correctly in a sentence. So with these 5 words, you have effective, but also out of effective you have an effect, effectiveness, and effectively, coming from effective. Okay, the same as with examine. Examine, you also have examination or examine, out of the word examination or exam, out of the verb examine. Okay, with noticed, which is a verb, you have a notice, which is a noun, and noticeable or noticeable as an adjective. Purpose, from our previous lesson, is a noun, but on purpose is an idiom, or more like a street slang. Okay, idiom. Similar, which from our lesson is an adjective, but you also have similarity, which is a noun. So with this page here, you're going to read your directions, you're going to study your words and your different parts of speech relating to the words. You may have to use your dictionary on this too, class, and that's okay. With that, you should be able to put the correct word in the blank with these 7 sentences. Okay, let's continue. Next page. Next page, you're going to read your passage and answer the following questions. But here I want to actually read it with you. You will have to pause this video if you want to repeat after me, but I will read it and then you can repeat. Okay, so let's get started. Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell, America's first female doctor. At one time, there were no female medical doctors in the United States. Only men were doctors. However, Elizabeth Blackwell changed that. She was born in England in 1821. She would become the first woman to graduate from medical school and become a doctor. Elizabeth's parents moved to America when she was 11. Her father died several years later. Elizabeth, her mother, and her sisters needed to support themselves. They opened a private school in Cincinnati. At first, Elizabeth was not interested in medicine. She became a teacher. She soon learned that a close friend was dying. She told Elizabeth she wished her doctor were a woman. That is when Elizabeth became interested in medicine. She decided to go to medical school. Elizabeth found that medical schools did not accept women as students. However, Geneva, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, Geneva Medical School in New York allowed the students to decide whether Elizabeth could attend school there. The students were all men and thought it was a joke. They voted to let Elizabeth enter the college. In 1847, Elizabeth became the first woman in the United States to attend medical school. Elizabeth graduated in 1849 with her medical degree. Hospitals, however, would not hire her. Landlords would not rent an office to her. So she began to see women and children in her home. In 1857, she began a special hospital in New York City for women and children. Elizabeth also dreamed of opening a medical school for women. She started, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. She started the Women's Medical College in 1868. That's a typo. It should be the, not THER. Today, there are female doctors in all areas of medicine. Elizabeth Blackwell was the pioneer who helped to make that possible. So with the passage on the following page, I want you to be able to answer the questions. Okay, so there are 3 questions here relating to the previous passage. So if you have to go back and forth, that's what you'll have to do. But this exercise is to help you to understand that you do have a deep understanding of what the passage was relating to, what the passage was about. Okay, if you have to reread, and if you have to look up your words, let's do that before trying to answer your questions. Okay, answer them in complete sentences. Your questions should be answered in complete sentences with your subject and verbs, okay? Next page. Okay, write a brief response to each question in complete sentences. These are your own thinking. I want you to be able to explain how you feel or what you think on these particular issues. Okay, write them in complete sentences. It should be more like a mini paragraph to answer these questions. Okay. Next page. These are your answers for the first exercise. The last 2 exercises, the answers will vary. So that's why I didn't really put specific answers for exercise 2 and exercise 3, or page 2 and page 3. Okay, and that is our lesson for today. Again, thank you so much for being patient. If you have any comments, please comment below. If you have any suggestions, please give a thumbs up for the video. Please please subscribe so you'll know when I'm putting out new videos. It is not easy to find resources because I don't have a resource library at my home. So I'm having to find resources, which is not always easy. So thank you so much for being patient, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.